so it's kind of weird, I know, but I'm on this bus for like an hour, and it's Sunday morning, well, it's Sunday afternoon, so if I'm, my voice is a little harsh, and I look a little rough today, but last night was Saturday night, and it was a late night, and I ended up just sleeping at my friend's place on his floor. So it was a rough sleep. My buddy lives like closer to downtown Seoul than me, so I just crashed at his place for a couple hours until the subway and buses started running again. So I wanted to shoot this video because everything I've been talking about so far has been like awesome, awesome, awesome. This place rocks, but there's also a dark side to it and a downside to it, just like anything. And I wanted to name this video the 5 things that I hate about living in Asia. There's not many, but the ones that are kind of a big deal. I would say number 1, the first thing is just being homesick and missing your friends and family. And for me, this weekend was kind of tough because it was my son's 7th birthday, and here I am on like the other side of the world, and we're connecting all the time on the webcam, but webcam conversations can't really fill that void, if you know what I mean. So that was kind of brutal. And so number 1 is just missing your friends and family and just like people that you can just call up and go for dinner. Here I don't know a whole lot of people yet. I have a good kind of crew, but everything's so big and spread out here, it's hard to meet up with people. So number 2, so that's my first thing, is just being homesick, being away from people that you love and care about and miss, and the comforts of your home. Number 2, my biggest pet peeve about living here, at first it was cool with the language barrier. It was like, oh cool, you know, no one understands what I'm saying, it's kind of funny. But now it's just freaking annoying. Like for example, when I woke up today, I had to try and find out which bus to take to get back to where I live. No one speaks English, like nobody here. It's unbelievable. So it's just like the inconvenient things. Like, and another example is like I go to a restaurant and I can't order anything on the menu if it doesn't have pictures, because it's all in like Korean characters. So wait a second. So if it doesn't have pictures, I don't know what I'm ordering. And one time I ordered like cow intestines and heart because I just like pointed at something without seeing a picture of it, and it was like disgusting, and I ended up getting like super sick that night. So that's number 2, just like the loss in translation. Like literally everything's lost in translation. It's unreal. Number 3 that kind of goes along with that. For example, you know, today I woke up and with like a pocket full of phone numbers from girls that I met out last night. I'm a single guy, so you know it's nice to go out and meet different people and all that good stuff. But here's the deal that all the Canadian guys that I know, or foreigners that I know that live here, struggle with is communication. Like you meet a girl out, you get her number, and the next day you call her, and she doesn't speak enough English to be able to meet up and arrange a date, and it's so frustrating. Like you can do the text message thing, but the city's so big, she can't even explain to me where to meet because I don't know where anything is either. So it's like this catch-22. You can go out and meet a ton of girls or guys, whatever, but arranging times to meet and go out is like disastrous, and that's just been so incredibly like frustrating. And the other thing along with that is that the third thing I guess that I hate about living in Asia is these guys that have been here for a while, like 2-3 years, that speak Korean, and you see all these kind of like, I don't want to sound like I don't know, a bad guy, but you see all these losers that in North America would never be able to like date or pick up a girl as hot as the girl that they're with here. So you see all these dorks and rejects kind of from like North America that come here, and they just, you know, score the hottest girls because they learn Korean. They're a foreigner here. They can speak to people because they just study Korean, or you know, and the number 1 reason they're here is because they can never get a girlfriend back home. And you see it all the time. You're like these old guys with these young hot girls, and it's just like, it's so wrong. I think I don't know, it's like my pet peeve. So I think that's number 4. Number 5 thing would probably be the simple comforts of home. Like I miss my bed, I miss my kick-ass, you know, beachside like apartment in Vancouver. I miss little things. Like, I can't even buy clothes here. Like, just the simple things. I can't buy clothes. Like, I brought a backpack full of clothes, and that's all I can wear here. I can't buy clothes because I'm too big. Like, nothing fits me. And I would have never thought of that before I came here. I can't buy shoes. I can't buy anything because nothing literally fits me. It's so small. So just like the simple things of that, like grocery shopping. You know, I don't know what anything is. It's just a bizarre. Like, don't get me wrong, I love it. It's great, but I just wanted to say that there's also, you know, there's also a dark side to traveling. Not a dark side, but just a challenging side of things that you have to deal with and put up with. But I really like it. So far, my first month, it's flown by. I'm actually thinking of maybe coming back next year at some point too. Like, I'm going to be back in the summer, but I could see myself coming back once I kind of get the hang of how things work here a little more. And the other thing too, like, just the whole culture here is so different. Like, nobody talks. Like, I'm on a bus. And nobody talks. It's like a weird society. Like, people aren't very social here. I don't know why, but it's just the way it is. And people are kind of standoffish and kind of like wary of foreigners. Like, they call us aliens. They're like, yeah, like, oh, I can't remember, somebody said something the other night that was just like hilarious. Like, oh, you're an alien. What country are you from, alien? You know, like, they call foreigners and aliens like the same thing. It's just like ridiculous. So I know I'm kind of rambling here, but I've been on this bus for too long, and I didn't get enough sleep. I guess the other thing, no, I'm not going to get into more. It'll scare people off from coming here. I'll shoot a video of all the things I really love about here, because there's a lot. But to balance out the yin and the yang, as they say, to this video, so it's not all negative. But I do miss my home. I miss my son. I miss my friends. I miss my home, like my apartment, my bed. I miss my bed. That's the other thing. Beds here, they're so like rock hard, and the living conditions are so small. Like, everything's so compact. But hey, it's temporary. It's a new experience. Life goes on. I'm glad that I'm here. No regrets. 1 month down, 5 more to go. We'll see you guys along the journey. And the other thing too is just the traffic and the crowds here are unbelievable. It's just non-stop. And all the buildings have numbers because they all look the same. They're all numbered because all the apartment buildings look exactly the same. And it sounds like people, kind of a similar thing, that people all want to look the same here too. Everyone dresses the same, kind of looks very similar. I don't mean that sounding racist, it's just a fact that it's a very uniform society. People don't really want to stand out like they do in North America. Individuality is not really, now we're in a tunnel. Individuality is kind of frowned upon here, actually. It's more about, you know, conformity, individuality, and I don't know, I've never really agreed with that, so that's about it. Hopefully you guys are doing well back home or wherever you may be right now. And I'm excited, actually. I'm going to go meet my friend who's coming to visit me tonight. She's coming in at like 5 o'clock. So I'm going to go home and have a couple hours more sleep, clean up, and then go to the airport to meet her. It would be really nice to see a friendly face from back home. So anyway, open invitation if anyone else wants to come and visit. You're welcome to.